Deep within the sacred halls of Maranello, the air is thick with the scent of high-performance fuel and the immense pressure of expectation. For decades, the engine has been the soul of Scuderia Ferrari, but as we approach the 2026 technical reset, that soul is undergoing its most radical transformation in history. Known internally as Project 678, this is not merely an evolution of the current hybrid machinery, it is a total engineering revolution led by Fred Vasseur and Enrico Gualtieri. Every single component of the new power unit has been scrutinized, debated, and redesigned to ensure that the prancing horse is no longer chasing the competition, but leading it. This project represents a multi-billion-dollar commitment to excellence, aiming to provide Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc with the ultimate weapon for the next era. Behind the closed doors of the dyno cells, the first roars of the 2026 EV6 are signaling a shift in the balance of power. This is not just a quest for horsepower, it is a mission for redemption. Today, we step inside the secret laboratory of the Scuderia to uncover the measured progress of Project 678 and why Ferrari's bold technical gambles are sending shockwaves through the F1 paddock. The defining characteristic of the 2026 era is a paradigm shift in power delivery, moving from an 80-20 mechanical dominance to a radical 50-50 hybrid split. Ferrari's engineers are now tasked with balancing a high-revving 1.6-litre V6 with an electrical counterpart that has nearly tripled in output. The MGU-K unit has evolved from a supporting component into a 350-kilowatt beast, capable of producing a staggering 470 horsepower on its own. This brings the total power output of Project 678 past the 1,000 horsepower threshold, but the challenge lies in the sheer volume of energy that must be managed. With such a massive electrical reliance, the battery must be lighter, more compact, and significantly more efficient than anything seen before. Ferrari has prioritized the development of high-density battery cells to ensure that the power doesn't just arrive in short bursts, but remains consistent over a full lap. This transformation turns the driver into an energy strategist, forcing them to decide exactly when to unleash the electrical fury for overtaking or defense. It is a digital and mechanical symphony where the internal combustion engine and the MGU-K must dance in perfect synchronization. For Enrico Gualtieri's team, mastering this 50-50 split is the absolute foundation of their 2026 championship hopes. One of the most complex puzzles for the 2026 cycle is the forced disappearance of the MGU-H, the unit that previously harvested energy from exhaust gases. Without this constant stream of power, the battery must now be fed exclusively by the MGU-K during braking and deceleration phases. This creates a terrifying technical cliff. If the harvesting isn't efficient enough, the cars will run out of electric power on long straights, a phenomenon known as clipping. Rivals have already voiced concerns about cars potentially slowing down midway through a straight, but Ferrari's secret dyno results suggest they have found a solution. Reports indicate that Ferrari's kinetic energy recovery system has exceeded its initial targets by nearly 10%, a breakthrough achieved through innovative regenerative braking logic. By optimizing the link between the hydraulic brakes and the MGU-K, the engineers have ensured that Charles and Lewis can replenish their reserves faster than the competition. This isn't just a win for raw pace, it is a victory for race consistency and tactical flexibility. Ferrari's ability to maximize energy harvesting in short, sharp braking zones could be the decisive edge in a 2026 Grand Prix. It transforms the challenge of energy management from a liability into a potential weapon that keeps the prancing horse galloping when others are forced to lift and coast. While most of the 2026 grid is expected to rely on traditional aluminum alloys to save weight, Ferrari has made a bold, contrarian decision that has left rival engineers in shock: the validation of a steel alloy cylinder head. In the weight-obsessed world of Formula 1, adding kilograms is usually considered heresy, but Gualtieri's team has performed a cold, calculated trade-off. The 2026 power units will operate under unprecedented thermal and mechanical pressures, with turbo boost limits soaring to a staggering 4.8 bar. Steel offers a level of structural resilience and temperature tolerance that aluminum simply cannot match, allowing Ferrari to run their V6 at peak pressures without fearing a catastrophic failure. This steel heart is reinforced with specialized copper and ceramic components, turning the combustion chamber into a high-pressure fortress. By accepting a slight weight penalty, Ferrari is gaining the ability to push their engine harder for longer periods during a race distance. This metallurgical gamble is a classic Ferrari move, finding an edge through raw material science that rivals might find impossible to follow. While Mercedes and Red Bull Ford are suspected of chasing thermal loopholes to increase compression, Ferrari is building a foundation of pure, unbreakable strength. If this decision holds up under race conditions, the steel cylinder head will be remembered as the masterstroke that defined the 2026 title fight. Raw power is meaningless if a driver cannot control it, and for 2026, Ferrari has prioritized a smooth, linear power curve through the evolution of Turbulent Jet Ignition, or TJI. As the sport moves to 100% sustainable fuels, the chemistry of combustion is becoming the new frontier of performance. Ferrari's pre-chamber ignition system has been redesigned to handle the unique burn rates of these synthetic fuels, ensuring maximum thermal efficiency from every drop. This technology allows for a highly controlled explosion within the cylinder, resulting in a torque delivery that is predictable yet lethal. For a driver like Lewis Hamilton, whose legendary tire management and precision in traction zones are his primary weapons, this focus on drivability is vital. The engine is being tuned to prevent the massive 470 horsepower electrical surge from overwhelming the narrower 2026 rear tires. By refining the pre-chamber and direct injection systems, Ferrari is providing a predictable tool that allows Hamilton and Leclerc to find the limit of the chassis with total confidence. A powerful engine is a gift, a drivable engine is a championship. In the sustainable fuel era, the team that masters the rhythm of the machine while maintaining absolute pedal feel will hold the ultimate strategic advantage on race day. The design of Project 678 is a masterclass in cross-departmental synergy, led by the technical arrival of Loïc Serra and the engine mastery of Enrico Gualtieri. In the modern era, the power unit is no longer a separate entity, it is a structural component that dictates the aerodynamic potential of the entire car. Serra has pushed for extreme integration, demanding a power unit that is compact enough to allow for a radical, slimmer rear end. The decision to use a high-density, lightweight battery and a reconfigured cooling layout has given aerodynamicists Diego Tondi and Frank Sanchez the freedom to explore extreme drag reduction concepts. This aero-engine marriage is designed to maximize the efficiency of the new active aerodynamics, ensuring the car remains balanced even as the wings shift between X mode and Z mode. Every millimeter of the V6's footprint has been scrutinized to minimize air obstruction toward the beam wing and diffuser. Ferrari understands that the championship will be won by the most cohesive package, not just the strongest dyno sheet. By shrinking the mechanical volume of the power unit, they have allowed the chassis to breathe, turning the SF26 into a synchronized aerodynamic weapon where the heart and the skin work as one. As we look toward the first track action, the strategic weight of Project 678 is becoming clear. Ferrari has confirmed a radical return to a pushrod suspension at the rear, a configuration the Scuderia hasn't utilized since the 2010 F10. This move is designed to create even more space for the massive 2026 diffuser tunnels, ensuring that the car's mechanical grip matches its aero potential. The roadmap for the debut is equally ambitious. Ferrari will officially unveil Project 678 on January 23rd, followed by a high-stakes behind-closed-doors test in Barcelona on January 26th. In this Spec A phase, the goal is purely mileage over lap times, verifying engine packaging, electronics and cooling before the final refinements in Bahrain. The presence of Fred Vasseur and Lewis Hamilton at the factory during the holiday period signals a level of focus that Maranello hasn't seen in over a decade. They are not just preparing for a race, they are preparing to reclaim their identity as the ultimate power in Formula One. The competition from Mercedes, Red Bull, Ford and Audi will be relentless, but Ferrari's proactive and detail-oriented approach suggests they are finally ready to control the narrative of the sport once again. Ultimately, the 2026 Ferrari engine is more than just a piece of machinery. It is the bridge between a glorious past and a potential new dynasty. By taking calculated metallurgical risks and embracing the complexity of the sustainable era, Maranello has sent a definitive message to the paddock. The steel heart of Project 678 represents a team that is no longer afraid to be different, a team that has found its engineering courage under the pressure of expectation. Whether this gamble results in Lewis Hamilton's 8th title or a return to the Constructors' Summit remains to be seen, but the data suggests that the sleeping giant of Formula One has finally woken up. The proof will be delivered with the roar of the first start in the 2026 season, a moment that will define the legacy of everyone involved in this red resurrection. One thing is certain, Ferrari has never been more determined to be the strongest heart on the grid. What do you think? Can Ferrari's steel heart conquer the 2026 revolution? Let us know in the comments below. This is Formula Perspective and the technical war for the throne has already begun. Subscribe to stay ahead of the grid. We'll see you in the next breakdown.